Tony's talk. Tony's talk. It's Tony's talk. Tony's talk. It's Tony's talk.
And you know how we do it.
Torel,
Hello.
how's it going, man?
Good. Yourself?
Good, man. Just chilling. Welcome to Tony's Talk, man. It's good to have you on here.
Thank you so much, man. The pleasure is all mine to be here, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. I appreciate you coming on. And well, can you tell the listeners a little bit about who you are?
Okay. So my name is Torel, and I'm actually Latin. I'm half Puerto Rican and half Salvadorian. I'm born in Toronto, Canada, but my mother's Puerto Rican, my father's Salvadorian, and I'm an up-and-coming artist that's working on mostly like reggaeton. I do a little bit of trap, do a little bit of rap, but that's what we're doing right now. That's the wave right now that we're on.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah. You have a new track came out just today, huh? It's called Mala.
Yeah. It came out last week. It dropped last week Friday.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. So I think we're at 4,000 streams right now, and hopefully going more. Pushing all my fans, pushing all my listeners. We're trying to get just movement. We have listens in Phoenix. We have listeners in Chicago. So we have a lot of movement right now. We're just developing, first year in reggaeton, first year doing music for me in general, 21 years old. So, this is all new for me, and just taking it step by step, Tony, man.
That's awesome, bro. That's good to hear, though, man. You have some great music, man. That song Mala is pretty dope, man. I've heard it already, and
yeah, thank you.
Track, you get down, man.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Yeah, man.
I like how you wrote that song,
Yeah, thank you. My main focus right now is obviously like club music, trying to make music that women can enjoy, men can enjoy, anybody that can enjoy, right? I make it very, very commercial and try to also give a little bit about me, and there's obviously more to come. We have another track that's dropping in October. We're just getting everything lined up. We're getting the promotions ready, the team ready, and we're just getting geared up for what's next to come.
That's awesome, man. Yes, and it's gonna be a big wave, man. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. Can you tell the listeners a little bit about what first got you into music?
Well, realistically, I grew up from a very like religious Christian background, right? So I grew up in the church. I grew up always doing music. Started at the age of 5 playing drums, going from drums to piano to guitar. And I always had a passion for music, and I've never really found what I needed to do. I just knew that music was something that would get me through things throughout my whole entire life, right?
Yeah. That's awesome, bro.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I know, it's so like I hear so many different stories, and it's always amazes me like how you started, like you've been doing this since you were 5, music wise.
Yeah. Music wise, I've always my parents put me in drum class, and then from drum class I started doing beatboxing, and I started doing singing, and I started doing saxophone. I'd be in music band taking saxophone classes. Then from there I learned guitar, and guitar I learned bass, because bass and guitar are all together, and then you have piano. It's easier because once you learn one instrument, you have a general idea of how the other instruments work, right?
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah, it's just the notes.
Yeah.
It's just the motions are different.
Yeah, the motions are different, but it's all the same thing at the end of the day, right? You have the same notes, you have the same scales, and yeah, man. Yeah. So that's what really, really got me into music. And then I just grew from there and developing as a person. I'm still developing as an artist, right? Still trying to find my voice, still trying
You're
to
still
find.
young, man.
Yeah, I know I'm still young, and I know I got a lot to go in the music industry, but step by step with the help of RBL Muzk, which is obviously the indie record label that I'm working with, which is also Zooted and Decano. Also, they're also on the same record label. So we're all in here as a family. You know, I'm helping them out. They help me out, and we all got each other's back out here. You know,
It's a big movement, man. We just gotta work together, and we'll get there.
that's what it is. That's what it is. One day at a time.
I have a question, man, because we were talking about how you got into music.
Yeah.
What's the favorite instrument to play?
My favorite instrument, guitar, bro.
Guitar. Okay.
I've always my mother always had a passion. Like she's always loved guitar. So we've always, when I was a little kid, there was a guitar on our wall. She always had a guitar that someone gave her, and it had one string. And that guitar, I wasn't allowed to touch it. I was 5 years old, and I was never allowed to touch it. My mom would go to work, and I would sneak into her room and take the guitar off the wall, and I would play that one string.
That's
So
crazy.
that's how it all started. That's how I all developed that just looking at that instruments, having the curiosity of what it is, you know.
Yeah, that's what
And
sparked it.
yeah, that's so that guitar I still have to this day.
That's
It's
awesome.
a Japanese wood Ibanez from like 1962. It's
Damn.
like, yeah, acoustic guitar. So, you know, I can't play no tumbados, no corridos on it, but like, but you know, I can still play.
Yeah, that's cool, though, man. That's awesome. That's dope, man. That kind of reminds me of a friend I have because he
Yeah,
had a similar story about because he's a guitar player. And he had
yeah,
a
yeah,
similar story about seeing a guitar in the family had or whatever, and he ended up playing it one day.
yeah, yeah.
So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I mean, my passion for guitar has always been there. And yeah, you know, I went into blues. I went into a lot of genres, man. I went into blues, listening to a lot of to BB King, Muddy Waters, and listening to a lot of the old cats before me, you know, and appreciating music, not just like one genre, but everything. As in,
How some people play like sports like their whole life, like since they're kids.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just been you're a music artist, man. You just been doing music your whole life. It's like that's your sport.
Yeah, that's my sport. That's sport. I mean, I'm a big guy, bro. I'm a big guy. So I was also playing football,
Oh, that's
American,
awesome.
you know? Like here in Canada, it's not like the US, bro. The US is like you have high schools that have like stadiums, you know, for
Yeah,
football. Here, over here in the US, I mean Canada, like you don't see that. You don't see football as a major sport, right? Here it's all like hockey and lacrosse and soccer, right?
yeah,
But
it's different.
I mean, it's growing. But I was a linebacker. I started off as a center, then became a tight end, and then became a linebacker, right? And then obviously, like my passion for music still continued. But you know, I just did sports on the sideline.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome though. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah,
You-
yeah.
What school did you play for out there? Or what?
So I played for Runnymede Ravens. So it was a Ravens. The team was Ravens. We were playing in I think like a tier 3, and
Tier
then
three.
yeah, tier 3. So we were one of the newer schools to play football, but we ended up winning like 2 championships. I ended up becoming a captain of my team and captain of the offense. And yeah, man, they would never take me off the field, man. I was on kick return, I was offense, defense, man. They never took me off, man. Because
You're a big boy, yeah.
yeah, I'm 200. Like well at that time I was a big boy. I was like 280 pounds, right?
Yeah,
So I was mean. Like get a 280-pound guy running, nah,
yeah.
man. You ain't stopping that.
No, that's like a semi coming at you.
Yeah, that's a whole fridge.
That's
Yeah,
awesome though, bro. That's
yeah,
cool, man. That's why I like doing these podcasts, because you get to know the artist a little bit more, what they've done, and know who they are. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You
yeah,
get to
yeah.
hear behind the music.
It's always good. It's always good just to, I love sharing. I love sharing like personal stories. Um, Obviously, like my music is my main focus, but like I always love like sharing little stories with people and how I became my who I am today, right?
Yeah, your development and stuff.
Yeah, 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 bro.
That's awesome, bro. So you've been doing music, your whole life. So I was gonna ask you. The next question was, what inspired you to make music? But like, what recently inspired you to start pushing your music?
what originally started, inspiring to push my music, I guess, man, at this time, bro, I started music in January, right? So I'm a new guy into this. I'm still learning the system, still learning the industry. Obviously, I have Victor as my manager up and helping me and mentoring me every day. Like he's a great mentor. But what has inspired me is just like maybe like a year ago, I was always making beats. I was in college, right?
Yeah.
Studying architect. So I literally finished school this year as an architect technician, right? So
Congratulations, man.
yeah, thank you so much, man. I finished that diploma. That was a three year course that I finished, and it's funny because like I finished with honors and I finished with like top notch marks, but you would see me in class on my laptop like making beats, you know, and making like, oh, like I can make a beat like the baby, I can make a beat like blah 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 artist, like, and then I'll just like be in class and like show my friends, be like, yo, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this. So I had this one friend that he's like, bro, like he's like, stop making beats, like stop, like you talk about being an artist, and you talk about wanting to do this and wanting to do that, bro. All you do is just make beats, but you don't like, like practice what you say. So that after that, like I guess that was like November, December, it clicked in my head, right? So from there, I I really like I'm a very self-motivated, self-driven type of person where it's like where I want something in life, like I'll do it and I'll work for it. Like you're talking to me the which I was in football from 280 pounds and then I dropped to 190 pounds because I was motivated, like I'm gonna drop all this weight. I'm gonna focus on me, right? So that drive and that fire I still have, and it's not something that like it'll come and then go away. Like I'll wake up in the morning, I'll still like try to like write something, try to create something in music because that's something that I've always wanted to do since as I was like a little kid developing, right?
Yeah.
So I said no, like I gotta start practicing what I live, and it's not just making the beats. Anybody can grab a laptop and go on FL Studio, go on Logic Pro, and make the baby type beat, a Gunna type beat, murder on the beat, and like
Yeah.
a West Coast type beat. Well, a tumbao and corrido beat, that's hard, bro. That's like if you're making those type of beats, bro, you're making money.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
But
badass. That's Corrales and balls are badass, man.
yeah, man, because you need to know actual music for that, bro.
Yeah.
That's not easy, man. But either way, I said like, okay, I'm gonna start building a studio. That was my mentality. I'm gonna start building a studio, and I'm gonna start shaping myself. I'm gonna start making the beats myself. So I was before RBL Music, before anybody knew me, I was making the beat, I was producing the beat, writing the song, mixing, mastering the song too. So I was doing everything. I was a whole shebang, promoting the song, doing all the artwork, everything self-made because I didn't know anybody, right?
Yeah.
So I was doing that, and my first song dropped, which was Diamantes. That song recently got pulled down because obviously, like, my main focus right now is do something more professional. I want more work. That at that time, I had very like low quality gear. I was just wanted to get like music for me. You got to think about music when you release a song. That's your resume, right? When you go
Yeah.
to interviews, when you go to other people, other artists, what are they going to ask for? Okay, let me hear your music. Let me hear what you've done. That's your resume. That's your resume in the music industry, in my eyes, right?
Yeah.
Let me see your numbers. Let me see what you've been doing. Who you work with, what awards you have, who's backing you up, and that's the thing that I was doing, where it's like I was just working all that out and trying to move around and trying to develop as a person. So I was making all the beats, and I was writing. I've always done writing. I was actually before making music, I was in everywhere in music, man. I was in everywhere in music, Tony. I was in spoken word, right?
Yeah.
So I did a lot of like poetry, and I was teaching classes doing spoken word. So out of that came like this development. And obviously, what I said to myself is like, I'm not gonna do English music. I want to do music that I wanna further develop my race, my Latin heritage, right? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do Latin music. Let's do Latin music. So from day one, from the first song that I released, it was all Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know that my English is good. I was born in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I could do Spanish too because my parents both speak Spanish. They only speak Spanish. So I've always known Spanish since young, and I've read it, write it, and obviously sing it and whatnot. So from there, I was just inspired myself. I gave self motivation to myself, and I said I could do this. If you work for it in life, you can achieve what you want when you work for it and you want it that bad, right?
You
So
put the effort, yeah.
yeah, I dropped Diamantes, which was a song that I pulled off because I want to remake it and make it more professional. Now that I have a team, I have a producer, I have a mixing master engineer, me myself. I have Victor, obviously, that's helping situate us and get connections around the world, around Colombia, around here in Canada, around Miami. Obviously, setting this up with you, Tony, as well. Which me myself, if I was by myself, it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for him,
Yeah.
So that was honestly like inspiration came from within and from when I was younger, but as well my friends that were in college with me at the same time, they said just do it, So I did it and released Diamante, released Lessons, and I released a trap song, which was my first ever trap song that I ever did, which was called AP. Those songs that were taken down, but Victor heard those songs. Those were the songs that Victor heard, so I can get signed, right? And then he signed me, and he said, "We'll help you, and we'll help you develop as a person. We'll help your branding. We'll help your logo and everything. We'll fix you up."
Yeah,
So
that's awesome,
that's
bro.
what. Yeah, that's. I know it's a long answer to your question, but
No,
it's good
that's
to get
perfect. That's a
detail.
perfect answer. That's the answer I wanted to hear.
Yeah,
No, yeah, that's true. Like now that you have your whole team behind you, you have the music producer, you have your engineer, you have your manager. You have everything. It gives you more time to be creative, more time to be focused on the music, like on what you're gonna
exactly,
deliver.
exactly. Remember, there's that law, the law, right? 10,000 hours to mastering something, right? When you want to master something in life, you have to give in 10,000 hours, right? So think about it. Like my producer even spoke to myself, like he spoke to me, and he's like, hey, like, I know it's cool, you want to do the beats and you want to do the artwork and you want to do this and that and this and that, but you're gonna burn yourself out if you're trying to do everything, do one or two things, right? You write the song, obviously, because you're the artist, and you try to help in the beat, or you try to help in the promotion doing the ad work, but like don't burn yourself out, because you have to master one thing. You can't be, if you're good at everything, you're just going to become average at everything, but if
Yeah,
you're good at writing and everybody knows that, dang, he can spit bars, like he could write his heart out, bro, like everybody will know that you write your heart out. But if you're just average on everything, everybody's just gonna be like, okay, he's good, like next artist, please.
yeah. I feel you though, bro.
Yes,
Like what's that saying? Jack of all trades, master of none, or whatever.
yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty crazy. That's true though, man. Um,
Yeah,
so how would you describe? Like you kind of already did, but how would you describe the music that you create?
the music that I create, honestly, like, um, in a more professional way, is we're urban Latin music, right? I'm not gonna say that I do reggaeton, because I'm not always gonna do reggaeton. I'm
Yeah,
gonna always we do un trap, hacer un un rap, you know,
Yeah.
hacer un perreo, because perreo and then reggaeton is different, because you have Nicky Jam type reggaeton, which he's singing his heart off, and then you have Bad Bunny, Yo Perreo Sola, which is like an aggressive type of perreo, right?
Yeah.
And then you have dembow, right? I really want to do a dembow like El Alfa. If you look at El Alfa Coronao, you know, like Coronao, now, which is like super, super catchy, right? But those
Yeah.
are the type of songs, those are of rhythms that like women love, and they'll get down to that, you know?
Yeah. And that's the big
Yeah.
market.
And that's a honestly, bro, I know like street music, like I talked to Zoo, you know, and I talked to him because he's you know, he's a boom bap rapper, you know, and I love that guy, man. That guy's developing as an artist crazy big, crazy fast, man. Like you don't even understand, man. That guy is changing now from what he was to Adelanta now, and now he's gonna drop a few other songs as well, bro. Like he's further developing, you know, changing into going into a Spanish song, you know. Like he's mostly comfortable in English, but now he's doing Spanish songs. So that's something I'm very like I'm proud when I see that in him, right?
Yeah,
Um,
when he's working hard, yeah.
yeah, I tell him like street music, yeah, goes high, like it goes to a certain level, but then to a different level, right? Like club music is where all the money is, and if you look at Anuel he's a trap music, right? He's el dios de trap, as people say, you know, it's opinion based.
Yeah.
Um, El Dios del Trap, right? He started talking about, you know, guns, killing, drugs, all that stuff when he started off, right? Then he got signed to Rick Ross, right? And then his music started changing. His music started changing to something more commercial,
Yeah.
right? Because if you look at his interviews, I'm the type of person that I love seeing artists interview. I want to see what they talk about, you know. I want to know what their mind's at, you know. Russ, you know, if we talk about Anuel if we talk about Bad Bunny, if we talk about any other artists, you know, like I think people that are on the up and come, artists that are on the rise should be looking at major artist interviews. What are they saying? What are they doing? What are they thinking? Because those are the guys that are moving right, you know. Bad Bunny's moving right, Anuel's moving right, Russ is moving right. If you look, Drake is moving right, right? So if you look at all that stuff, it's you gotta analyze what they're saying, you know. So even Anuel in interviews, he says, you know, street music goes so to such a high standard, but then club music is where all the money's at, right? That club music is what is gonna produce revenue over time, because people are
The
gonna
hype
hear
music,
those
yeah.
club music and keep replaying them, keep replaying them, keep replaying them. It's gonna hit Brazil, it's gonna hit Colombia, it's gonna hit Europe, it's gonna hit other countries, you know. Um, so that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So I know Zoo is getting like he's developing, and he's doing great, bro. Um, and yeah, like he's developing. Yeah, he does commercial, but he also, you know, I always tell him it's cool to do commercial, but you can't forget about your street vibes, you know, because Anuel, you hear Anuel, but he never forgets his street and his hood and where he. So that's one thing that has to keep in consideration, you know.
That's true, man. Yeah, yeah. Zuda, you know, I've seen him throughout the years. You know, throughout the last couple of years, I've known him. I've seen him like develop as an artist.
Yeah,
You know, I heard of different music. You know, and it's awesome. He's a talented artist, man. And
man, he's super talented, bro. He spits bars. He's super super good, super logical as well. Oda, man, super deep, super logical in what they write, bro.
you know,
True
that's a
to
great.
the
And those guys are on your team. You know, that's a great team to have. You know, you guys can you know, feed off of each other.
exactly. When I met Zoo, it was funny because Zoo did found me before the record label, and that's the funny thing, man. He's honestly he's a guy that like I will always protect, you know. And he found me, he DM'd me, and he wanted to work with me before before the record label even found me. And the record label is here in Toronto, and Zooted is in California. So it's crazy
Yeah,
how a man in California found me before the record label that's here in Toronto.
yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy how the internet works, huh?
Yeah, so it's crazy. But he found me, and we did a song, which was Aguantar. It was supposed to drop a month ago, got postponed. It's dropping soon, so I'm doing obviously all the melody stuff on it, and he does the hard rap on it. I know it's Aguantar, so that's a song that's gonna come soon time as well. That was the first project that me and him ever worked on, and then we just started developing together. He connected, the record label signed me, and that's how it came to be, man. That's how it came to be.
That's awesome, bro. I didn't know that. That's pretty crazy. It's a small world, you know?
Small world, man. Who knows? You could be talking to somebody that knows a big person, you know, like
Yeah,
you could be friends with somebody that knows Drake, or that knows, Russ, or that knows Daddy Yankee, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. That's true, man. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who knows what people know, you know? Uh,
Yeah,
can
that's
you tell me what your creative process is when you like go to write a song or a
oh,
verse or something?
my creative process is everywhere, bro. My creative process is everywhere. Usually, like, it changes and it's different. Like, sometimes I'll create the beat myself. I'll produce the beat myself. So if I create the beat myself, I already have a melody within my head. Um, so it usually starts for me, like, it starts with a melody within my head. I'll hear the beat. I'll hear someone produce the beat, and they'll show me the beat. Um, and you really have to vibe, like, I've heard this one expression, and I really like it. It's like, you let the beat talk to you. You don't talk to the beat, right? You let
Yeah,
the song you let the song talk to you. If the song ain't talking to you, then that isn't the song for you, right?
you gotta hear something in it.
You got to hear something in it. You got to find the gold in it. So if the song is talking to you and you hear something, the beat is talking to you, that's when it'll find you, and you'll find the song, right? You find the creative process in it, and to find the verse, and to find the lyrics, and you'll see that it easily comes out. But when the beat isn't right, the verses are hard. No matter how hard you push and how hard you try, it won't come out. So usually the first creative process is finding the right beat, finding something that is very your field,
Beat
very your
selection.
tone. Beat selection, proper beat selection for your type of feel, because every person has a different type of feel in when it comes to beat selection. Like, you could be what? You could be like hard rap, you could be R&B, and I could be opera. Who knows, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what it is. Proper beat selection is the first key. From there, I would further develop into a melody. Try to find a melody that's very catchy. I always try to focus on the chorus before focusing on my verses, because I will think about a topic. Okay, let's pick a topic. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about la cuarentena. We're going to talk about being, in quarantine. So, like, I'll think about something. I don't know, like, you think about something like quarantena, and you find a chorus to it. Like, you create a chorus. You create like a 4-bar chorus,
Like, no te
and
quites
then
la máscara, or something like that.
yeah, yeah. No te quite la máscara, and then you find something catchy, even like that. No te quite la máscara. If there was like a dembow, even think about it, like a dembow, right? You see
Yeah,
el alpha, no te quita la máscara, no te quita la máscara, like, and you
yeah.
just hear the kick and the drum and the bass, right? That's where you vibe with the song. You start vibing with the song. And then you always see, like, like, you start creating verses, like, después la cuarentena no quiere estar en casas, solo chinchorreal, de eso no se mata, se mete por debajo, se transforma en una diabla, perreando toda la noche, con eso desentabla. Like, you just start creating the verses off of that. right? And you
once
start
you're in the vibe, you have to catch the
yeah,
vibe first. And when you're in the vibe, it will just flow.
exactly. Once you're in the vibe, you feel the energy. The energy is in the room, bro. And the one thing that I recommend for artists, once you're in the vibe and once you're in the room, don't stop it. Don't stop it. Because the thing is, the minute you stop it, you say, okay, I can't write anymore. And then you leave the room and you go do something else, you might just
It's
have
over.
lost the rest of the song right there. You know, you
Everything.
must have
Yeah.
lost just the rest of the song. Yeah, okay, give it like a 5-minute break. Go do a smoke break. Go do whatever you need to go do. But come back, come hit it again. You know, come see if something else comes out. You know, so that's the process, right? You find something that's catchy because you got to think about it. You have to also think about it. Music is repetition. Why is music so catchy to the human ears, to the human being? Bro, I'm a type of person that I love researching, right? And I love finding things about music and trying to give myself crazy knowledge about music, right? So think about it. Music is repetition itself, right? So when you hear music, it's literally, it'll be repetitive. Why do you think dembow or like you think reggaeton is a big thing? Because it's so catchy, right? You hear El Alfa. Why you people get mad at El Alfa? You know, people hear him and say, "Oh, why is he making so much money?" All he's saying is "Coronel, Coronel, Coronel," because that's what it is.
Yeah.
The human ear loves repetition, right?
Yeah. It
So
does. Yeah. It's like anything else. Like even like when you're like your daily routine, like it's repetition.
exactly, repetition. The human ear and the human brain and the human body loves repetition because it's kind of like security. You know,
It's
it's kind of
comfortable.
like it's comfortable for them, right? So they'll hear a song, blah blah blah. You know, yo perreo sola, dun, dun, bum, bum. Once you hear the yo perreo sola again, they'll be like, oh yeah, I heard it because I heard it the first 30 seconds of the song, the beginning of the
Yeah.
song. So I'm gonna hear it again. I'm very like strategic analyzing songs, bro. Like I'll look at a song, I will hear a song, and I won't hear it like a normal person hears a song. I'll be like, what is he doing? Okay, cool. He's going to verse. He's going to chorus. Okay, he's going
You
to,
dissect it.
you know, I dissect it. I try to see, okay, what makes it so big? What gives it, you know? And obviously like the biggest reggaeton songs are cochinadas, bro. Like it's just nasty, like rated R stuff.
Yeah.
That's what the human body loves, you know. That's what they like because that's what it is. I don't even know what to say
Yeah.
about
I
that.
know. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
It's
That's really
crazy.
cool, man. You have a lot of knowledge of music, man. You know, you've been in music your whole life, and you know, I'm vibing off with you, man. You know, I understand you. You know, you have a lot of passion for this music thing. You know, and
Yeah, man.
I can tell,
I've
man.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I know. I try to, I'm here. I help Victor out sometimes, and Victor helps me out. We try to understand like the music industry, and we're just trying to grow. We're trying to help Zoo out. We're trying to help Oda out because I think that they're artists that they could like blow up too, man. Oda's music is crazy. It's like when I heard Oda, I'm like, bro, you're like Kendrick. You're like Logic, bro. Your music is deep. Like your music is deep, bro. Your music will cut through people.
Yeah, it's his words, man. Yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty. He has some pretty dope tracks, man.
Yeah, he has hard tracks too, man. And I tell them every time, like their songs drop, I'm like, bro, like your stuff is hard, bro. I'm honored to even be on the same record label as you guys, you know?
Yeah, bro.
And and
When I play that music on the podcast, I'm just like, damn, this is like a real radio station right here, dog.
nah, it is, bro. You
Yeah.
have to say, bro, this is Tony Talks, bro. This is a real radio station, bro. This is a real podcast over here, man.
Well,
And
yeah,
and
of
and
course.
that's what it is, bro, man. It's gonna be something big. I always believe, bro. I always believe in whatever you say, and say into reality, it will become. You gotta speak it with truth. You gotta say it with your chest out.
With ganas.
Así es, con todo, bro, en verdad. Pues gana con todo, con fuerza. Y decir lo que me entiendes, que esto es un podcast que va a ser durísimo. Watch.
Sí, gracias, man. Lo agradezco. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Who have you worked with? Who have you worked with in the past?
In the past, because I'm a new artist, I haven't really like worked with anyone. Obviously we have Decano, that I've worked with him, and Zoo, I already have a song with him, and we're setting up we're trying to set up a song for production with Cadell. Cadell being, bro, like Cadell being a major artist in Canada right now, bro. Like,
That's awesome, bro. Yeah,
I'll send you.
because
I'll send you his account. Like, I'll send you his account, bro. Like, he's growing nasty numbers right now, bro. Like, he's like top 7 Canada Latin, like Latin music, top 7, top 10, easy, top 10, easy, because he's charting on iTunes, he's charting on Spotify. He's right now in Miami working with Chris Tamayo. Chris Tamayo is like an up and coming reggaeton artist as well. And bro, if you look at their numbers, I'll send you both of their accounts, bro. You can literally look at their Spotify. They're organic. They are not signed by any record label. Organic like placement. They just have right connections, bro. So that's why we're setting up a song, obviously with him, so he can produce. He produced Adelante for Zooted. He was a producer for that song.
yeah,
So I'll send you both of their accounts, bro. Their numbers are disgusting, bro. Like for being a Canadian artist, he's growing really healthily. Chris Tamayo, he's growing nasty healthy. I think he's already passed the 300K streams, right? Followers, sorry, 300K followers on Instagram.
damn, that's crazy, man. That's good. Some pretty dope artists right there
300K.
coming out then from Canada,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. No. So that one is in
Oh,
Miami.
Miami.
He's
Okay.
in Miami. Chris Tamayo is in Miami, but Cadell's working with him, and Cadell is like making nasty numbers. We're talking about like on a single, he'll probably drop like 80,000 streams on one song by himself without a record label.
Damn.
Without imagine with a record label.
Yeah, I know you'll hit it.
Yeah, man, he'll be hitting it. But I mean, you got like, we're now in a world that we don't really need record labels, right?
It's independent,
Yeah, we're like, even us, look at us. We're raised by Latinos, we're RBL Muzk, but we're an indie record label, right? We're not here to do scams, and like here, like Victor isn't here to be doing scams, and the record label isn't here to be doing scamming like how you see in the music industry. He just wants to see the Latin race to be, raised up,
Yeah, raised by Latino.
raised by Latinos. There it is. There it is, man. But you know how you see like the BET, like the Black Excellence Television, the BET Awards and the BET, man. That's my vision for the future, not for me. Like I want to create an LET, the Latin Music Awards and Latin television, where it's like all you see like the Latin much music,
Yeah. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, that's definitely possible, man. That'll be
awesome.
dope.
That is possible, man. You look. There's a lot of artists coming out of Toronto, man. And I'm okay. I'm Toronto. I ain't no like outside of Toronto and saying that I'm in Toronto, because Toronto. You saying you're from Toronto is like a person from Connecticut saying they're from New York.
Yeah, I get it. That's funny.
It's kind of like the same thing, it's a person from Connecticut saying like, I'm from New York, but they're from Connecticut, and it's you're not from New York, you're from Connecticut. So it's the same thing for us. Like if you're from Toronto, from Toronto, but if you say like I'm from Scarborough, which is the next town over, but I'm from Toronto, we'll be like, nah, you're not from Toronto, you're from Scarborough.
Yeah. They ain't true Toronto. You guys were born and raised there, huh?
Yeah. So it's like, Toronto's like, if you look at Toronto, man, Toronto's like, if you go downtown, it's literally like a mini New York. Like when I went to New York, because I've been already in the US, because I'm Puerto Rican, right? I'm American as well. So I've been to New York, I've been to Philadelphia, I've been to Ohio, I've been to Buffalo, I've been to Miami already. So Like when you go to New York, I see downtown New York and it's like the same thing as Toronto. I'm like, why am I gonna come to New York if it's the same thing as like
Yeah,
downtown
same thing.
Toronto?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like the same hustle and bustle and like the same people. Like everybody's clustered, everybody's jam packed, and that's what it is. It's like it's crazy. So, nah, we're from Toronto out here, but it's good, man. We're just vibing and living life.
that's awesome, bro. I got a couple more questions, bro. We gotta wrap it up. We're almost out, we're running low on time, but
Yeah.
what's your favorite song by yourself?
My favorite song by myself,
Yeah,
like the song I've
yeah,
written,
song you made,
like I've written.
made or written. Yeah,
Okay. My next song is called Asicalao. Asicalao is basically for a Puerto Rican when a Puerto Rican says ese está acicalao, saliste acicalao, which basically is like, you got your fade on, you got the drip, you got the J's on, you got the Jordan 1s, you got the Jordan 5s, you got the 12s on, you look all dripped, you're all checked, you're ready to go to club, you're ready to hit up a shorty or something,
Andas peinado para atrás.
Yeah. It's like that. So it's así calao. So basically, like that song is a very like high positive energy song, and it's coming out next month. I really love that song. I sent it to Victor. I sent it to a few of my friends. I'll send it off to you, bro. Even you can check it out as well before the release. And like it's a really high positive energy song. Like the producer is from Brazil, so I have a Brazilian producer doing it, Pepper Beats. And yeah, man, I have like producers in Venezuela, producers in Brazil, producer in California. So we're just everywhere right now, bro, working crazy hard. And yeah, man, that song, trust me, it hasn't dropped yet, but it's one of my top. It's one of my
That's
top.
awesome, bro. I can't wait to hear it. That sounds good, man. Sounds like it's gonna be a dope song.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I can't wait to
and
check it out, man. I appreciate you coming on, man, to Tony's Talk. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll do this again. Anytime, aquí estamos a la orden, bro.
I'll be sure to hit you up, man. In a few months, we'll do another one for sure.
Yeah, man. Okay. Gracias por todo.
All right,
okay?
Torel, you have a good one. I'll talk to you later, man.
Okay, you too. Take care. Bendiciones. Se cuida.
Gracias. Bye.
Bye.
RBL Muzk.
Ella lo que quiere es beber, disfruta la vida, nadie la domina. Es una chica mala que no cree en el amor y ya se mejoró. Su pasado en el olvido quedó porque está soltera. Nadie se le entrega. Tiene el veneno que te condena porque está soltera. Nadie se le entrega. Tiene el veneno que te condena. Todos quieren con ella. En la discoteca es la que más perrea. Peligrosa cuando mueve esa cadera. Ella tiene todo lo que ella desea. Con esa cinturita que pura candela. Fácil te hueve y te atrapa. Ella ya no es una santa. Vacila los fines de semana. Es una chica mala que no cree en el amor y ya se mejoró. Su pasado en el olvido quedó porque está soltera. Nadie se le entrega. Tiene el veneno que te condena porque está soltera. Nadie se le entrega. Tiene el veneno que te condena. Fácil te vuelve y te atrapa. Ella ya no es una santa. Vacila los fines de semana. Es una chica mala. Ella lo que quiere es beber, disfruta la vida, nadie la domina. Es una chica mala que no cree en el amor y ya se mejoró. Su pasado en el olvido quedó porque está soltera.